Mateo and Matt, if you're watching this, is your video lesson for today. So your two things I want to talk about. I'll go down that list, and if you have questions at the end or want me to look at anything, feel free to shoot a message on over and I'll do my best to answer. So cool, let's get to it. Oh, and then not on this list, but I still want you to practice it. Make sure you're still doing your note reading, right? I just can't make a comment unless I see you playing through it, so I'm going to assume that you're practicing your note reading. Your dad's took a picture and sent over what your note reading was for this week, since I think you said you forgot your book on your trip, but yeah, so make sure you keep on doing that in your minor pentatonic stuff too. So cool, so first thing I want to talk about is the open chord review. This is a spot in the whole grand scheme of things that I like to go back and review open chords, because we've been doing power chord stuff for a little bit, right? We've been doing Nirvana and that sort of thing. So I like to go back and kind of make sure that all of our open chords are still looking good. And the song I like to do that with is The Clash's Should I Stay or Should I Go? Cool rock song that uses an open chord riff. So the first thing you do here is a D chord, standard tuning, no capo on this one. So what you're going to do there, you're going to hit the D chord twice, D, D, open. So he's going to let those fingers fly off. Don't do this, right? You simply just lift your fingers off. D, D, off, G, 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 off, and then back to D, right? So D, D, off, G, 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 off, D, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4, 1. Right? You can do that times 2. I wrote down the form over here of this tune. So the form is right here, is how many times you do each one of those riffs. So this is like part A, part B, and part C. And then down here is how many times do you do A, how many times do you do B, you come back to A again, and then you do C, and then you do, oh, I gotta edit that, and then back to A again right here. I'll fix that in the final copy. So we'll do that D riff twice. And I recommend learning each one of these separately and then sticking them all together. Then we go to the B section. It's just a G5, F5, and then G5 again. No opens on this one. G, 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 1, 2, 3, 4. Right, so it's our power chord shape here. I like the full power chord with the octave in there. 1, 2, 3, and then to F5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Back to a G5. One more time. G5, then to F5, 4, G. And then the C is just simply just an A chord. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1. I would count it that way. There are 8 strums in total. Is that right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There's 8 strums in total. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1. Right, yeah, because we do wait on 1. So yes. 8 strums in total, but you're gonna start counting on 2. So it goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1. Right, so you stay in the right spots in the measure. We'll talk more about that in person. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1. And then you'll go back to the A riff. So I'll put all that together. So I have D, 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 off, G, 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 off, D, 2, 3, 4. Do it again. 2. Then you go to the power chords. G5, 2, 3, F5, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. You're gonna go back to the A riff one time this time. 2. We're going to go to C this time. 1. Back to the A riff. All that up to tempo. Oh, I almost forgot the most important part. Some overdrive. Let's get over here and press this button here. There we go. Trip to the other side of the room. There we go, still level. There we go. Right, so back over to this. Two, 3, then later on the song. But we'll talk about that part next time, right? So we're outside the scope of today. Awesome, there's the chord review I want to do. And if also too, if you look in your How Book 47, on page 47, you'll find all the chords in the back of that book right there too, so that's always good to kind of keep up on. Last thing I want to talk about is a little bit of right hand technique. Now that we've got power chords happening, we're going back and reviewing some of our open chords. Our pentatonics are looking good. You're doing string bends, that's all looking nice. Now it's time to get a little bit of need for speed. And what we're going to do with some Ramones in the future to help get your speed up. But the first thing is just the technique of playing fast. So the first rule of playing technique fast, or playing strumming fast, is relaxation. If you tighten up your arm and do this, you're not going to go very fast. All right, Baby Jim? That's right, he agrees. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to keep our hand relaxed and we're going to do all down strokes. So if I pick a random power chord, I'm going to pick A here, for example. Notice that my thumb is nice and relaxed. I'm not tensing up my arm. I'm not doing this. I'm not trying to... Everything has to be relaxed. Right? So if you're curious, that's Ramones is kind of like where Metallica got its speed from, right? So if you want to learn Metallica and all that fast thrashy stuff, what you got to do is you got to start with a little punk first. All right. So first thing is down strumming. I'm going to be here nice and relaxed. I'm only going to hit these bass strings here, and I'm going to imagine that I'm rebounding like it's like a trampoline. Like when I hit the strings, I bounce right off, just like I'm bouncing on a trampoline. So, and when I recoil, you don't want to recoil this far because the further you go away, the further you got to come back. So when you're doing this technique, the idea is you're staying really compact, right? I talk about this all the time when I'm teaching people how to play fast picking stuff, or that any sort of like swinging too far this way or swinging too far that way, too much drag through the string, all that's going to eat up time. So we want to make sure that when we do this down strumming that we're minimizing how much we're actually moving. Right? So I'm going to be bouncing off this string right here. I hit the string, I'm right back out. First things first, go slow. To go fast, you must first go slow. Bounce off those strings. Just get that down first. I was going to get the strings. Do slow a couple times. Make sure I got the technique right. I'm watching my hand. And then speed up. Double time. One thing you want to think about doing too is building up stamina to even do this for any length of time. So what I like to do is some really slow ones. Make sure I'm doing the technique right, bounce off the strings, and double it. I'm watching my hand, make sure I'm staying relaxed and not going too far. If you do this, you have a hard time making it, right? You should always be recoiling back. So the further you go this way, the further you have to recoil back this way. Cool, so work on that for me. Make sure, like I said before, keep up on your How book and your pentatonic scales. I'll check those next time. If you have any questions, I will see you same time next week. Bye.